All about the Bermuda Triangle of Devil's Triangle. Maybe you have heard things about the Bermuda Triangle that seem a little difficult and logical to understand. Maybe you are one of those people who don't know about anything about this topic and are interested in getting to know it. It doesn't matter in either case. And if you are interested in getting to know this interesting and very attractive topic in full, don't miss this exciting video, because this video we are going to answer all your questions. Stay with us. Hello guys, welcome to the new video on the Black Ocean film. Today we're going to talk about the Bermuda Triangle. What is the Bermuda Triangle? The Bermuda Triangle, known by some as the Devil Triangle or the Sea of Death, is an area in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean. It is said that more than 50 ships have disappeared in this area and no tracks of them have been left on this day. You must be thinking that this issue is not very complicated and this area may be unfavorable conditions. But the thing that makes this area more special and scary is that according to the published information, 21 planes have also disappeared when entering this area. And until today, no one has heard anything about them. There are many theories about the Bermuda Triangle, none of which have been confirmed until today. And this has made the Bermuda Triangle still a big question mark of the scientists and people of the world. Some theories that are very common among people are to attribute this place to a very gigantic time machine and the activity of extraterrestrials being in this place. History of the Bermuda Triangle. For the first time on September 17, 1950, Edward Van Wickle Jones reported the disappearance of some planes and ships in the Miami Herald magazine, which was the first time that the Bermuda Triangle became known. 2 years after this issue, Fit magazine published a short article entitled "The Mysteries of the Sea Are Behind Our Doors," with reference to the Bermuda Triangle. This article mentioned two loss of many ships and planes, include Flight 19, and 10 years later, in April 1962, the American Legend magazine claimed that there was an important story about Flight 19. The magazine claimed that the flight's operation commander said, "We're entering white water. We don't know where are we, and when nothing looks good." Hence the rumors that Flight 19 was sent to Mars by the Bermuda Triangle. There is a lot of history and claims about the Bermuda Triangle, some of which may be rumors and some of which may be true. But we will introduce you to the two of the most famous occurrences. Events like yours in Bermuda. The Bermuda Triangle is a part of the North Atlantic Ocean in North America where more than 50 ships and 20 planes are said to have mysteriously disappeared. A region whose borders are not internationally agreed upon. An obscure triangle defined by the Atlantic coast of Florida, Bermuda, and the Greater Antilles. The events of the Bermuda Triangle are very strange and each one tells a story. In the following, we see some of these mysterious events. The loss of the USS Cyclope. How did the US Navy's largest ship disappear without a trace? This was a question that arose in the minds of many people in March 1918 when a large American ship, the USS Cyclope, disappeared on a voyage between the West Indies and Baltimore. A century later, there is still no answer except that the Bermuda Triangle has swallowed the ship. Cyclone was approximately 170 meters long. 309 crew members worked on this ship and it moved about 11,000 tons of mange. The ship had been sailing successfully since 1910, traveling between the Baltic Sea, the Caribbean, and Mexico. The cargo ship transported coal around the world and helped refugees. But by 1917, when America entered World War I, the Cyclops was a key naval asset. This ship transported troops and coal for refuging to another ship around the world. The loss of the USS Cyclops is one of the events of the Bermuda Triangle. In March 1918, a new cargo was delivered to this ship, hundreds of tons of concentrated manganese ore, which was used in steel making. This Cyclops loaded in Brazil, then went to the Barbados to refuel for the long trip home to Baltimore. The last message received from the ship was to say the weather is very fine, but in this trip it seemed that something went wrong and no one saw or heard anything from the Kelpus. Even without a message asking for help, it disappeared from the radar forever. Some people consider it a storm and weather condition, and some consider the activities of the enemy during the war as the reason for this incident. But Cyclops was not the only one who disappeared. Two other civilian ships carrying one to the Cyclops also disappeared in the North Atlantic. The disappearance of sailing boats in the Bermuda Triangle. 5 years sailed across the Atlantic Ocean in 1919, but in January 1921 they left North Carolina. At that time, many people thought that it was the work of the pirates that the passengers and crew of these boats were missing. It is possible that this ship is one of the SS White ships that disappeared around the same time. Carol Deering was one of those sailors who disappeared right off the coast of North Carolina after crossing the Bermuda Triangle in 1921. Once an impressive fighter, Carol never made it home after stopping in Barbados on its way back to the United States. Instead of returning home safely, the ship became one of the most mysterious shipwrecks in history. The secret of Flight 19 of the Bermuda Triangle. A warm day with beautiful clouds in the sky and the wind blowing from the southwest. The general weather conditions were favorable for training flights. Flight 19 was a training flight. It was supposed to be a routine mark navigation and bombing exercise. A squadron of 514-man TBM Avenger torpedo bombers were to fly to Bahamas, practice dropping torpedoes, and then return to Fort Lauderdale. The Naval Air Station was their last training before graduation, and they had done it before. Flight 19 completed its scheduled training and about 90 minutes after takeoff on its way back. A squadron commander to NLT, Charles Taylor, reported it missing. At that time, as the evening came, the weather and sea conditions worsened. The mystery of Flight 19 Bermuda Triangle 3 hours later. Tyler mistakenly took Flight 19 into the sea. He called the watchover and described the situation over the planes in a strange way. The watchover asked them to change their course 180 degrees and return to the Florida. But Tyler stated that their devices and radars were out of the order and they could not negative. His voice got weaker and weaker and the connection was broken forever. This incident happened on December 5, 1945. A few months after the end of the World War II, a massive search was launched to find the 5 missing planes, and units of the Navy, Army, and Guard were put into action. Their disappearance sparked one of the largest air and sea search in Bermuda Triangle history and legend. To this day, Flight 19 remains one of the great mysteries of aviation. Star Tiger. On January 30, 1948, a British plane belonging to the royal family Everett Theodore V, flying the England to Bermuda, disappeared without a trace. The Star Tiger, commanded by Captain Macmillan, was bound for Bermuda from England. On 30th January, Macmillan reported that he was accepted to arrive in Bermuda at 5 a.m., but neither he nor any of the other 31 passengers were heard from. Official forms indicate that the plane's heating system as well as the compass have failed. to keep the temperature warm. The pilot may have flown the planet at a lower altitude, burning fuel faster. Flying at a very low altitude meant that the pilot had less time to maneuver in case of disaster. It is likely that the flight lost altitude quickly and crashed into the sea. A Royal Theodore V aircraft as a Sun Tiger left Bermuda on 17 January 1949 with 7 crew and 13 passengers en route to Jamaica. That morning, Captain G.C. Murphy reported that the flight was uneventful. A little later, another cryptic message came from the captain. When he reported changing his frequency, nothing was heard again. A team was sent to research for the star Ariel, but no sign of the wreckage was found. After Ariel's disappearance, British South American Airlines stopped production to Theodore aircraft. The loss of the Douglas plane. On December 27, 1948, Captain Robert Lindquist piloted a DC-3 commercial flight from the San Juan, Puerto Rico to Miami, Florida. This plane disappeared forever with 36 passengers. We're approaching our destination and only 15 miles south and we can see the lights of Miami. Everything's good, the pilot told the control tower. The DC-3 disappeared from the radar screen a few seconds later. The missing Douglas plane was over the Florida Keys, where the clear water was only 20 feet deep. It should have been visible and the DC-3 had gone there. Investigating authorities pursued their work diligently, questioning how an experienced pilot could disappear on a clear moonlight night. Search parties searched the area where the plane was thought to have crashed, but no trace of the plane was found 20 feet down. Survivors of the Bermuda Triangle. In the last 60 years and according to the documents that exist, 25 people have been able to survive and have not encountered any special and strange cases. But the thing about them is that they are failure from this and they have crossed the border and no one survived with the ship. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed from this video, but let me remind you of an important issue. We said that so many ships and planes were damaged or disappeared in this area, but can these events be related to supernatural forces without any valid documents? I agree that when an event becomes a rumor, it takes on an unusual and attractive color and attracts everyone, but we should never ignore the places of science in this direction. Anyway, reaching a scientific result requires hours and days of investigation and testing. But what about making a rumor bigger? Just give your imagination a little space. Stay with us till the end of the video and you can watch the recommended book and the movie. We will see you very soon. Goodbye.